Hi everybody, Nancy Kaufer here for Tuxedo Park Library. Welcome back to another edition of What's in Your Fridge. Today I thought we'd think outside the box, outside the ice box. Does anybody use that word anymore? My great-grandmother used to use that word. Outside the refrigerator. We're getting out of the house. We're going to go back to nature and use things that are in our yard. So today we will be making violet sugar and a floral butter. It's violet season. It won't be for much longer, so I want to do this now. So we need violets and dandelions. Let's go. All right, so I have here about a half a cup, maybe a little bit more of violets. I picked my yard clean. First thing we have to do for this recipe is wash the violets because squirrels and deer and bear, oh my, we want to make sure they're clean. So let's wash these off. Cool water, just run them. Don't be too rough with them. Just kind of shake them around. So I have the rinsed violets and I'm going to pour them out onto a clean, dry dish towel. Kind of like we did with the chickpeas. There's a lot of drying and spreading and touching here in those recipes that I'm doing. We need these dry because we will be mixing them with sugar. If they're too wet, your sugar's going to be wet. Not that it's so bad, but you don't want it to melt. It's okay if it's like a silly sand. Is that a thing? I think silly sand is a thing. You know that stuff. It'll come out like that if it's moist. It's okay, but not soupy wet. So we have to let these dry and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, after they're dry, after the violets are dry, if you haven't done so already, you need to take the stems off. And then all you want are the petals. The darker the violet, the more purpley your sugar is. It looks real nice. I have some white ones in here, but that's fine. Now, the next thing, and this is better to do this when it's dry because the petals will stick to your fingers otherwise. You pinch it, you take that little green end. Can you see that? You know, that part, I don't remember the technical part of plants. Take the petals, just pull them off. You can make a little pile of petals. Lots of little petals. Forever. You do this forever and ever until they're all done. I know it's time consuming. I know that most likely nobody will make this, but it's fun to watch, right? Also, I watch those videos of that puffy, pillowy cheesecake all the time. I'm never going to make that, but it's fun to watch. So, watch! Also, this is very therapeutic after you've done 500 of them. It's really, you know, you're in the zone. All right, after you've gotten a whole bunch of petals, we move on to the next step. All right. Let's see what I got to, like how much. Let's see all my hard work in action. Lots of petals, so there's about a quarter cup. Last time I made it, I did 1 cup of sugar with a half a cup of violet petals, and it came out so nice. So nice, it's so pretty. Because I only have a quarter cup, you know, as usual, I'm gonna just wing it. I'll put in like 3/4 cup sugar. So as I said before, the darker the violets, the darker, the more purple the sugar is. Put in a little food processor. Put the sugar in first. Let's, not measuring, just scooping it out. And we'll do this in, you know, little batches, little bits at a time. No petal left behind. I promise not to scream this time. This is going to work. That up. This is so easy. You could do this with the kids. By the way, violets are edible, in case anybody thinks I was just like making this stuff up. Here we go. Oh, look at how pretty that is. Oops, there's a petal. Sorry, buddy. Isn't that pretty? I suppose you could get Charm's Lollipop purple going on, but that in itself is really, really nice. I'm not sure if I'm in the camera. Am I in the camera? I'll do all three. Look! All right. Unplug for safety's sake. And I'm transferring it into a clean, dry jar. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. This makes a nice gift. You know, put a little bow on top. There we go. All right. Get the clutter out of the way. I'm going to finish this off with just some fresh violets on top, which will dry over time, then they'll shrink up really tiny, but right now they look really nice. Put those in there. Can we see that up close? This will fade over time, so right now it's beautiful. It'll lighten up a little bit over time. And it actually does have a flavor. It has a, I don't know how to explain the flavor, but it's very distinct, and it's nice, and it's sweet, and it would be really, really nice in tea or on top of something, cookies, I don't know, but it's very pleasing and easy, very easy. So take advantage of what's out in your yard right now. Certainly look up anything before you start stuffing it in your mouth, okay? Some things are not edible, but violets and violet leaves are. And later on down the road, not this episode, another episode, we'll be putting violet leaves in a salad. Let's move on to the dandelions. I have to get some dandelions. More harvesting. Okay, we have some dandelions. I actually, personally, think dandelions are really pretty. I mean, look at them. They're perfect. Pretty much the same thing. We're going to rinse them. Where's my colander? And then dry them. We're making butter, by the way, or pretty butter. Floral butter, that's what we're making. Cool water, rinsing them because animals do their business. There goes the cat. All right, again, dry, dry, dry. Same thing, they need to be dry, but for time today, before the cat starts crying again, I'm just gonna pat them dry as much as possible. Don't need that. All right, here we go. Softened butter. Let's do a whole stick. gonna mash it up a little bit. If it's not soft enough, just nuke it for a few seconds. You don't want it runny. You don't want it all totally melted. So you can use an alternative to butter, whatever it is, vegan or lactose free, but it has to have some body to it. It can't be one of those tubs where it's whipped, because then it's just too soupy, in my opinion. All right, so that's all nicely mashed and stirred up, no big lumps. There you go. Now we're going to put in, I found the honey. I didn't have any honey last week, but that's all I have left. So I will use it sparingly. A little bit of honey. What's that? Half teaspoon? I don't know. You can mix and taste. And I can do that. Let's taste that. Yes, I'm eating butter. It's more sugar. I use salted butter, by the way, because I think it balances between the honey. You know, it's not overly sweet. It tempers it a little bit. I'm sure that's enough. I don't need to taste it again. All right, going in here are dandelion petals. Dandelions shrink up real fast and they get brown pretty quick, so you kind of have to work quickly with these. Otherwise, they're just not going to be pretty. They'll be preserved a little bit in the butter. They won't fade as much. All right. So there's this little green stuff at the bottom. Green stuff. I'm so technical. You just kind of want to pinch them up and get the ends. Cut off the ends. Pinch and cut. How much, you ask? I don't know. It's a visual thing. You eat with your eyes, so whenever it looks nice to you, pretty. So the flowers are edible, the leaves are edible. You can get dandelion greens in your local grocery store. And the roots, you can do something with the roots too. Right now, I don't remember what it is. I'd have to look it up. Okay, get that mixed in. Let's use this one. Nice. All right, let me go get some violets. Okay, again, throwing in some petals. I should have done this beforehand when I was on a roll with them. Whatever. All right, just a couple more. Give it a real nice speckled look. There we go. Mix those in. And that is that. But I'm going to take it up a notch. Hang on. Look at how pretty this is gonna be. Need a spoon. You could store this in a Tupperware in the fridge. You could even freeze it if you want. But I'm putting it in here for the next tea party that I have. Like that's happening. Just polish it off a little bit. Make it pretty. Put a little. Ta-da! You can see a little bit of the yellow, a little bit of the dandelion, a little bit of the violet. I can't say this has a strong flavor. I think over time it would get a more distinct flavor, but it does have the sweetness, the saltiness, and it's just so pretty. Let's put it with our pretty sugar. Look at how pretty this stuff is. Pretty, pretty. Scones. This would be perfect, either one on scones. I'm going to have to bake some now. So that's it. Easy peasy. Right out in your yard. Hardly need any sugar, butter. That's basically all you need. Oh, and a little honey. Have some tea, have some scones. If you make any of these, get back to me, or the library. Put the comments down below. I would love to hear if anybody's making these things. And you could do this one with the kids. This is so easy. So enjoy. Cheerio. Thank you. Hey everybody, the Tuxedo Park Library thanks you for watching our video. Don't forget to check out the library's website, tuxedoparklibrary.org. There are a lot of cool digital services you can use from home, such as Libby. You can borrow ebooks and audiobooks. We also have Rosetta Stone and Universal Classes, amongst other things, so go on and check it out and see what you can find. In the meantime, stay safe.